Hello, my name is Adirankadejara, and so much has changed. I mean, the season, the setting, my hair, and life in general. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to update as much. You know, school and getting used to it takes a lot of my time. But now, I've found the time to finally make a review video, and change is actually good because that's what happens a lot here in this book, The Young Elites by Marie Lu, which is a favorite, and it's just such a good book. And the sequel, The Rose Society, also by Marie Lu, obviously, came out on October 13th, which means I had to reread the first book to, remember what happens so I can read the second book. So now I'm going to do a review of the first book, The Young Elites, and then later my review of The Rose Society will come out. But I just finished reading The Young Elites, and I'm going to do the review before I start The Rose Society because I don't want to, accidentally put in a spoiler, So let's get started. Before I get into explaining or even a summary, I have to give you some background. So, in the world of, I can't really describe it. It's not a country, so let's say the world. A fever struck through the land. It's called the blood fever, and it affected people, adults, and children. And the adults who got it, most of them died. Or no, all the adults who got it died, and most of the children who got it either died or were marked. And they came out of the fever marked, and they were called Malfetos. And it's believed that some of those Malfetos have special powers sent from the gods or sent from hell or whatever. And they're called Young Elites. So, in the country of Kenetra, where this takes place, the book takes place, they hate Young Elites. They hate Malfetos, but they let Malfetos live in peace, although they make conditions for them harder, like living conditions or whatever. And most of them are banished from their family, or whatever. Not most of them, but some of them, But the Young Elites, if they are found by the Inquisition, word right there, in Axis, because I can't pronounce it, they are sentenced to death, by burning. So that's it. Well, Adelina, she is marked, and the blood fever also took away her mother from her. And so she lives with her father and her little sister, Violetta. And one of the days she just kind of snaps, and she discovers her powers, and she accidentally has her father killed. Which, it's not that bad, because her father was horrible to her, and really just hated her, and felt that she couldn't use him. She was useless, because she had gray hair, gray eyelashes, and had her left eye removed because the infection was so bad in her left eye. So she thought that he was useless, and was going to sell her off as a consort, which is basically a prostitute or something. But she killed him by accident. Well, yeah, let's just put that there. So then she was found out, and she was arrested, and she was about to get burnt at the stake when a group of young elites comes and rescues her, called the Dagger Society, and they now ask her to join them. And that's where we pick up. Wow, that's a long explanation. Now, before I actually get to what I didn't like, whatever, all that review of the plot, I would like to take a moment to say how I like the writing style of this novel, because most of the book was in a first-person point of view from Adelina's perspective, but it did have third-person point of views from other characters, like Terrence something, whatever his last name is, which is the main word leader of the police, executioner police, and stuff. And Enzo, who's the leader of the Young Elites, and Raphael, who works in the Young Elites, whenever they had their point of views, which was not too often, but whenever they did, it would be in third person, and I would just tell, and it wouldn't be longer than 5 pages, but it would be very interesting to see the perspective from there. It was third limited perspective, and that was pretty cool. And also on Adelina's chapters, which was almost every chapter, except for the ones that weren't her chapters, of course, there were quotes before the beginning of the chapter that told a little bit about the culture and people and folk tales and whatever of this society, like this society in general. Like, hold on, here's an excerpt. Nothing spoilery, but still. Here on the first page it says, "Some hate us, think us outlaws to be hanging at the gallows. Some fear us, think us demons to burn at the stake. Some worship us, think us children of the gods. But all know us. Unknown source on the young elites." So it says that there, right there, and then it goes into Adelina's point of view. And that's nothing of a spoiler, it's just to give you a little taste of what they have in there, so you know what I mean, you know, when I'm explaining that. Now, I think in this book, the characters are so well developed that it's like you can love them but hate their actions and words, or you can like hate them but understand their actions and words. So it's like you never really hate or love anyone except, you know, the people that you do. And that might sound weird, but like if you actually read it, which you should, it'll make a lot of sense to you. And that I'm talking about the characters who are part of the Dagger Society, which let me just rattle off their names: Spider, the Windwalker, Star Thief, and the Architect, who are part of the Dagger Society. Also the Reaper, who is Enzo, the leader of the Dagger Society, and Raphael is part of the Dagger Society. I can't remember what his... The Messenger! Yep, that's what it is. The Messenger. And he's pretty cool. So, like, yeah. Trying to keep this to not spoilers yet. But I will get into spoilers in a little bit. So, yes. Also, in terms of speaking of character development, Adelina, she is such a conflicted character. And, like, you love her and you hate some of her actions because, like, she's the protagonist. And it's not like you always have to love the protagonist, but she's a likable protagonist. But her actions just make you want to, like, slightly frustrated. But not as frustrated as, like, maybe, like, Triss and Insurgent. Even though I really liked Insurgent, but other people are like, she's just so frustrating, but that's, I don't know. I didn't really have any problems with Insurgent. But we're not talking about Insurgent. This is the young elites. So, Adelina's character development, it's based a lot on her father. Her father kind of made her into what she is. Like, even though he's not in the book physically, except for this one flashback, he affects her so much because he's like that little voice in her head that's messing with her. Sorry, the video actually cut off a little bit there. I don't know why. But anyway, Adelina's dad, he's the little voice in her head that's messing with her mind and her emotions, and therefore her power. So he built up all this darkness and rage in her, which controls her powers. And since her emotions are controlled by her powers, sometimes they just lash out, and that's where bad stuff happens. And she kind of gets herself, not really she gets herself into situations, but situations happen. And she has, like, this little voice in her head telling her stuff, but if she actually went with, like, maybe her gut feeling, or just didn't listen to that voice, a lot more things would be resolved. But, you know, you need a conflict. But I honestly love this book. I'd have to give it a 4 out of 5, because it's really good, it's well written, and it's by one of my favorite authors, because I actually picked up this book because I read the Legend series, and I love the Legend series, and I heard when that Marie Lu was writing a new series, I was like, sign me up, I'm about to read this, I'm about to read all of it. And the protagonist's name starts with Adelina, and my name starts with Ade Bromka, so I like her. Like, you gotta like her if she has a common name and stuff. So, yeah, so that's it for the non-spoilers section. So if you are really interested into it, I'd say go check it out. Read The Young Elites by Marie Lu, and stop watching this video because we're about to get into some real spoilery shit. If Schmidt, yep. So spoiler sections aren't even really that much me coming out with like all the spoilers, but it's me talking about stuff, and it will have spoilers. That's why I made it a spoiler section. So that's for like all my reviews, just to review. Well, in this, I felt like Adelina, she really should have gone to the Dagger Society before she tried to rescue her sister, and then like if she went to them and they said, no, we can't rescue you because, you know, they're just trying to, like, do their main goal of, like, conquering the throne and stuff. Like, who knows, Game of Thrones, which, the Young Elites has been described as, like, a Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones / X-Men crossover placed in the 14th century. Anyway, I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I've heard of it, and multiple times. Anyway, not the point. If then she went to them, and then they said, no, we can't help you, then she should have gone and disobeyed them and tried to save her sister, because that's her sister. Like, sure, her sister was kind of, like, not a douche exactly, but, like, an enabler of her dad to, like, abuse her, then, yeah. But, like, I can also understand Violetta's actions. She's not the best sister, but, like I said, I can understand what she's doing, and the reason why she didn't help Adelina was because she didn't want herself to also get, you know, abused and stuff, because she has her own powers, which is taking away people's powers. And wow, okay, the question is, why is she not marked? Maybe it's like some odder place in her marking that, like, it's not very, like, visible, that you wouldn't, like, you know, like, in your stomach, because you're not, like, showing your stomach all the time unless you're wearing, like, crop tops or whatever. But this is the 14th century, and crop tops weren't invented, so yeah, that's that. The final showdown, when that happened, wow, okay, it was just so intense and epic, because, like, reading that, it was like, whoa, like, this is real, leaving it all on the battlefield. But, you know, afterwards, I do not appreciate that. I'm not a fan of that. Miss Lou, cannot appreciate that. You know, which I'm not going to mention, but the epilogue brought me some hope that even though this princess is going to try and, like, rule and gain control of Canedra, that she might bring Enzo back to life. And that's exciting, and, like, sure, maybe I want my ship to sail, but, you know, even if Enzo just lives, because he's just so great, and his death it was hard on me, okay? It was hard on me, it was hard on the fandom, it was hard on everybody, and that's that. So, we'll see, because now, finally, the Rose Society is out, so once I'm done filming and editing this video, I'm going to get to reading this, because I need to know what happened. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. If you give me your comments on the book, The Young Elites, and you know, you love it, you hate it, tell me your opinion. That's what I'm here for. It's what the booktube community is here for. So I'll see you soon with my next video. Maybe it'll be a Magnus Chase review, maybe the review of House Trap, which the author sent me to review, and I have not done so yet. But a review will be coming soon, and yeah. Sorry for a lot of book reviews, but that's really all I can do fancy right now, because, like, TV's back on, but I can't really do TV episodes things unless I'm doing, like, following a TV show and, like, doing every episode per week, but I don't have time for that. So, that's that. I'm on to book reviews. But when Jessica Jones comes out on Netflix, you know, I'll be there on it. So, I'll see you later, and bye!